Becoming a writer has improved every facet of my life. I want to talk to you today about how you can become a better writer yourself. I'm going to talk today about oranges. I know you're probably thinking, how can oranges make me a better writer? I was thinking the exact same thing when I first heard this man, Dr. Wayne Dyer, tell me about it. If it wasn't for Dr. Dyer, I would never become a published writer myself. So he changed the whole course of my life. And that's what great writing does. It causes a reaction of some kind in the reader. Even if that is someone saying you're terrible or angry, or they're reacting to what you wrote, you've done your job as a writer. And see, what writers do is we take us on the inside and we take it and put it on the outside. And so I always encourage my writing students to spend a day when they're about to write something that's maybe personal, because writing is the expression and discovery how you think and feel. You need to embrace the F word, our feelings, and then have the courage to express them. The better you get at expressing how you think and feel, the better you think and feel. So thus, writing makes you a better human being. And here's how you become a better writer. You need to take what's on the inside and make it visible on the outside. Writing is not just the expression of how you think and feel and discovery how you think and feel. As long as I'm writing like, oh, I didn't know that was inside of me. It's learning to take what's invisible and making it physical. It's a thought in your head and a thing in your hand. A place that didn't exist into visibleness for the first time. And so I always encourage my writing students to take a piece of their clothing and turn it inside out. And then put it back on and start writing now. As a metaphor for yourself that this is really the goal, is to take away all veneers and masks and facades and become authentic and vulnerable and real and really talk about things that matter to you. Your story is not going to be for everyone, but someone needs to hear what you have to say. And by hearing what you have to say, it's going to heal them in some way. Writing is not just something for a grade, for a class. Writing is how you change the world through the words you write. So don't worry about, am I being a good writer? Think about, am I using my writing to do good? And just start there. Am I using my writing to do good? And one of the first people to teach me that is this best-selling author, Wayne Dyer. And he talked about oranges. I remember one time, and I think I was 19 years old, I was at my dad's house on the weekend and was really bored. I've been searching for something deeper and greater and more fulfilling in life. And I kept asking the universe, give me a sign, give me something to do a better pursuit than the trivial things I saw surrounding me. And I was just kind of channel surfing. And all of a sudden I saw this older man wearing a hat like this, talking about squeezing oranges. And I went right past it. There was something inside me that said, go back, go back. And I went back to the channel. It was on PBS. And I saw this man talking about oranges, Dr. Wayne Dyer. He says, if you squeeze an orange, do you expect milk to come out? The audience says, of course not. If you squeeze an orange, you expect apple juice to come out? Well, no. Oil comes out of orange. Orange juice. Why does it come out? Why does orange juice come out of an orange, he asked. Because that is what was inside. And what he was talking about is the idea of taking responsibility for your life. I always say being a teeter-totter means I'm responsible. I'm also response-able. I can't control what happens to me. I can control what I happen to do about it. It's our response we gain the results in our life. And he was saying no matter what someone does, no matter how much they squeeze you, no matter how mean they are to you or how nasty, if rage comes out, or if revenge comes out, or if anger comes out, they didn't make you angry or vengeful. That was already inside you. Just like we don't make the orange juice. We just squeeze it and it already comes out. And so one of the ways we use writing is to get rid of all of our bad stuff, our lower level energies. The idea of jealousy or that I'm not enough, or I have to take down someone else to feel bigger, or revenge, and replace it all with loving energies of grace and kindness and forgiveness and excitement. And remember, Ray Bradbury said, write about what you love and what you loathe, and get it all out. And when you focus on what you love and loathe, and you get excited about being who you are, it turns your typewriter up 30 degrees, and you're going so fast the ideas just pouring out of you because you're tapping into your authentic self for the first time. So if you want to turn up your typewriter 30 degrees like Bradbury said, follow what Wayne Dyer said. And figure out what's inside of you. And let that pour out onto the page. And as we know, inside of the orange only orange juice comes out. Because that's what's already inside. To get your juices flow, as they say when we write, figure out what's inside of you. Pour it out onto the page with no regrets, no need for outward validation. You're going to have critics. You know, one of the biggest fears for people becoming a published writer is, what are they going to think of me? Who cares? What do you think of you? What do you feel about you? What do you think or feel about what's going around? Before you can say something, you have to see something. Before you can write something, you have to experience something. You have to feel it. And then turn those feelings, turn those thoughts, and pour it out onto the page. Because that's the good stuff. And if anyone's ever had real pure squeezed orange juice, you know it tastes totally different than the store-bought kind. Authentic and real is always way more delicious and devouring than some kind of 5-paragraph essay or some format program assignment you do for a class. Writing is bigger than that. To become the very best you can be and give it to other people. Remember, we talked about too, when we write, the real writing happens in the rewriting. Anything you write once is rarely written well. It's the revision. The 3 R's revision are removal, rearrange, or replace. That addition by subtraction. The revision process is a lot like the game Operation. It's about carefully coming in here, not getting shocked, and removing things that don't fit. Removing a whole paragraph or multiple paragraphs, removing just one word, removing a sentence, rearranging that sentence. It's in the revision that the vision for the writing takes shape and takes place. Remember we talked about how important your most important sentence is, your first sentence, your second most important sentence, your last sentence. You've got to draw them in, make them gladly want to stay. The idea of don't be a pinball machine where it's just going all over the place and ends up nowhere. You want to slowly grow your ideas like those little toys you put in water, and they gradually grow. But speaking of water, you mentioned how important your opening paragraph is. You never want to just shove someone in the pool. You don't give it all away right away. Because when you shove someone in the pool, they want to try and get out right away. But when you draw someone into the pool, and you slowly let them get acclimated and take their time, then they want to stay. So your opening lines, your opening paragraph of your juicing, so to speak, needs to create interest and intrigue, but not shove them in and give it all the way right away. Don't say, today I'm going to talk about, no. Make it more vague. Draw them into the pool so they want to stay and keep reading what you have. And the very last part of your story, make them glad they did. A stick is never just a stick. Be imaginative. What is inside of you right now? What thought or feelings is stirring up inside of you? About anything, you have total freedom. I want you to sit down. I want you to go to your typewriter or your computer and just sit there and stare at that blank page. And then do what all great writers do. We look inward. We think about what we're feeling about or thinking about. And then we dare to have the courage to show the whole world and say, this is me. This is who I am. Judge away. I don't need your approval. I don't need your permission. I don't even need your validation. It's great when you get fan mail. Wonderful. It's when you get mail, people tell you you suck. Great too, because you have a reaction to something I wrote. And it's personal, and it's authentic, and it's real. And real juice, oh, I can smell it right now, of orange juice. It's so refreshing and gratifying, and it's going to change your reader's life. And you dare to give them the inner, most authentic things going on in your life, in your world. What are you feeling about? Sit down. I want 1 page minimum. Send it to me on Canvas. Juice yourself, so to speak. Anything you want. Writing is the expression and discovery of how we think and we feel. Turn up your typewriter 30 degrees. Embrace your Wayne Dyer. And let out what's inside. I love you all big, giant much. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to each other.